So really, how hardy is cassava? Well, I always heard that cassava thrives on neglect, and well, this specimen is about as neglected as you can get. I put this in a pot about a year and a half ago and pretty much forgot about it. I haven't watered it, haven't fertilized it, it's barely in the sun. It's in this pot here, it's kind of stretching, trying to get to the sun around this other cassava that's in the ground. Well, we're going to dig this thing up and see how much you can really abuse cassava. Let's check it out. Yes. See the dirt. I do remember I did put some ground. You can see a little bit in there. Some of that. Neighbor had a tree ground down and I put a little bit on the top here, so I did have some mulch to start, and obviously it's got all these leaves. And you look at the top part of the soil, not so shabby actually, considering. But I think I put pretty much just native sand dirt in here. Let's dig down a little bit, get the hand in there, pull out a handful. Yeah, that's what I thought. But it's still not terrible. I mean, it wasn't the worst soil in the world. Probably wasn't the best. Definitely well drained. Okay. Now the He-Man thing getting under it. I already kind of pulled this up previously, so I know what we're dealing with. There's no way I'm moving this. You can see some of the roots did escape right here. That's why I hate these bags. I never use these anymore. I'm not sure exactly where it escaped to. I don't see any tubers down there, so could have just been a nutritional escape. There's something. Oh, that's a rock. It's a brick. Ain't nothing there. Let's see. Let's see. These are, I don't know. Some other roots here. Not sure if that's the weed root or the cassava root. That's definitely weeds. This is definitely the main, like, and feeding root, I guess we would say. Another one right here. I don't think we're getting much of a dinner out of that one. Alright. There's another one. That's the biggest one we're looking at right there so far. Woohoo! I think we're gonna starve. Alright, let's see. Let's get this guy back up. I'm gonna start by cutting this guy off. It's a lot of stick, but it'll be good for propagation. I think this thing put out 1 million nodes trying to grow branches to get more light. But all these nodes are rooting opportunities, so that's good for rootstock, propagation stock, whatever you want to call it. Let's take a break and come back and open her up. Maybe wondering why I'm huffing and puffing a little bit. Well, this thing's sitting on a 6-foot wall. It's hovering over the water, and I gotta stand on this teeny little perch. All right, let's go back at it. Get back on my little perch, and let's see where we're at. Okay, so let's start by getting a snip on this branch here. So I just brought hand shear, so I'm gonna have to do a few cuts because it's gonna be a little hard to cut by hand. Plus, I really want a handle for this whole situation here. So first, I'm gonna cut these branches off. I'm gonna keep all these branches because we're gonna propagate from these. no further ado, let's start stripping back. Well, I feel a little tuber here. There we go. Got a little bit going. Okay, that must have been that root we were messing with earlier, because that's going right there where that was coming out at the bottom of the bag. I feel some other tubers in here, so we're not be completely disappointed, that's for sure. Another tuber right there. I mean, these things are going to be all misshapen because they just have limited space to grow, so that can be your pretty ones that come out sideways when you usually pull these up. And I think we might have one more tuber rack over here. That's the bottom of the bag. So I think that's probably going to have something over here. Or not. Alright, let's see. The tuber kind of broke off there already, so it's an interesting little root system here. That's what we got. Bagged cassava. Yeah, that's it. We got nothing else. Let's go take it upstairs and, whoa, figure it out before I die. So here's the haul. We have had this thing in the granite pot about a year and a half, and I'm going to break all these. Still seems like a good root. Hope it hadn't gone woody. Sometimes you leave them in the ground too long, they get a little woody. We'll have to find out. Well, now we got dinner. I want to show you guys how to propagate real quick, or I guess really get your cuttings ready for propagation. It's as simple as it can be. Obviously strip off all these leaves. Just going to cut it there, but you just strip all this off, you know. It's not going to be needed. You're really just wanting the stem. And here's a good example of a branch. You want it solid. You want a hard branch for sure. And you try and get at least 6 to 8 nodes per cut. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This thing has a ton of nodes because of the way it grew. So I'm really just going to cut that guy in half. And now those 2 cuttings there would be perfect for some propagation, and you just stick them in the ground. Show you a couple I got going right now.